This screencast is about creating a website citation. And so when you're getting ready to cite your website, again, you need to know the parts of information that you're looking for. So when we're creating a website citation, we also need to know who wrote it, what it's about, where it was published or where it appeared, and when it was made. So we're keeping in mind those different W words, the who, what, where, and when. And then we're looking for specific information in our websites. So I need to be thinking about who's the author. Sometimes when I'm looking at websites, I don't have one particular person listed. If I can't find one person's name or an author listed, I can just leave that blank. The next thing I need to think about is the web page name or the title. The web page or title should be specific about your topic. It's sort of like one article in a magazine. So a web page should be specific about your topic. I also need to find the website, and this can be a little confusing, web page versus website. If you remember that the web page is specific about your topic, it's sort of like one article in a magazine, whereas a website contains lots of different web pages about lots of different topics, kind of like a magazine, the whole magazine would be. Next, I want to find the publisher or sponsor if I can find it. This would usually appear higher on the page. It might also be at the very bottom of the page, but the publisher is a big group who puts out a lot of different websites. The next thing I need to find is when this information was made. So I'm looking for a date of creation if I can find it, maybe even just a copyright date, but some sort of date from my website. The last thing I need to know is date of access. And remember, date of access is when I, the researcher, found this information for the first time. You're also going to include the URL, so the link to your website, so that the people that are reading your information can go back and see this website when you're finished. So let's look at what that actually looks like on a website. Okay, so to actually look on my website and find my citation information, I'm going to look starting for my first piece of information, which is my author. So I'm looking here at the top of the page. I don't see what I'm looking for, but as I scroll down, I do see a name at the end of the article. So Lisa Bowen is my author. The next thing I'm looking for is the web page or web page title. So this should be specific about a topic. My topic is about video games and how they benefit kids. And so this right here is my title or my web page name. All right, it was very clear, so I was lucky on that. The next thing I need to know is the website. And so I'm going to look higher on the page because it's a bigger group of information. It will appear higher on the page, and I see something called American Psychological Association. This is the website. I also know that by kind of looking up here in my web browser, it says apa.org, American Psychological Association.org. Okay. All right. So I found my author. I found my title or my web page. I found my website. Now I want to see if there's a publisher listed also. I don't see any more text at the top of the page. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of the page and look at the bottom of my website. And what I see is, as I'm looking, it says American Psychological Association. I don't see any other group listed. Okay, if there was another group listed, that would be my publisher most likely, but I don't see that. So I would use American Psychological Association as the publisher as well. They're both the website and the publisher. That happens sometimes, and that's okay if you don't have a publisher listed. It's most likely the same as your website. Last thing I need to know is when this information was created. So I'm looking at the top of my page, and I do see a date for February 2014. The other date I have at the bottom is 2016, but that's a copyright date for this entire website. If I don't have any other date listed, this is the one I would use. But since I have this very specific date right under my title, this is the one I would want. This is when this article or this text showed up on the website. That's what I would need to use. The last thing I want to know is my URL and my access date. So the access date, again, is when I found this information. Maybe I found it last week. Maybe I found it yesterday, sometime in this group of time when I've been researching. And then my URL, I would copy that information there. That's the URL to this article. So again, we're going to use all those different parts. We're going to look through our website. scroll through, spending most of our time towards the top and the bottom, but then we're finding all those different pieces, putting them in order, and then we have the information we need to create our citation.